as we look forward to the start of the second and final test match between the West Indies and South Africa at the Guyana Providence Stadium, there is still a lot more cricket to be played after this match ends on Monday. On Wednesday, the Women Caribbean Premier League will start in Trinidad with 3 teams taking part. And then on the 29th, the CPL will also begin. In between that, the West Indies will commence the start of their preparation to win the 2026 T20 Cricket World Cup when they take on South Africa in a 3-match series in Toruba, Trinidad. I have set out to name my 13-man squad for the series against South Africa. These are the players who I would, let me not say who I would pick, but who I think the West Indies would pick. For these 13 players, although I believe that these are the 13 that Cricket West Indies will pick, they would not have been in my squad. Some of them, at least. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the #1 cricketing show in the Caribbean. I'm happy that you are here, and I look forward to your interaction. Now, I've decided on a 13-man squad, although the West Indies may pick 13, for we have seen in this test series against South Africa, they have picked 13. The international standard is that the home team generally name 12 or 13 players. We saw that as recently in England for the 3-match test series, England only named 12 players. Or a day or two before the match, they would pick their 11. And so the 12th player, if he needs to go and play county cricket or play in the 100, is free to go. They generally use a youngster from the county in which they are playing to do 12-man and emergency fielding and so on. So if West Indies decide to go with a 15-man squad, that would be away from the international standards. And taking into consideration that Cricket West Indies is always complaining about money, I believe that they're going to stick to it and go with a 13-man squad instead of a 15-man squad. Now, those 17 players, I think 17 or 18, 17 players on the screen are the 17 players that were a part of the World Cup squad. Initially, Older was drafted into the squad as one of the 15, but then he got injured in quotation mark and was replaced by Obed McCoy. Later on in the tournament, Brandon King also got injured and was replaced by Kyle Myers. So those 17 on the screen are who represented West Indies in the last competitive T20 international series. Now, I believe that the 13 will, I believe that the 13 will come from that 17 on the screen. Now, in trying to pick my 13, I look at that 17 and said, who are those that are sure to be picked? And I came up with this 10. I believe that Powell will remain captain. Chase will be there. Ope Hussain, Alzarri Joseph, Brandon King, Mayers, Moti, Pooran, and Rutherford. I definitely believe that most of us, the vast majority of us, will have no issue that those 10 will more than likely be in the 13. I don't think that they're going to continue to rest Alzarri Joseph. I think Darren Sammy really want Alzarri Joseph to be the leader and enforcer of his T20 attack, and we will see Alzarri Joseph. Now, who are the players now that are under consideration along with those who took part in the World Cup? I'm doing it alphabetical order here. Charles, I do not see Charles going forward in the West Indies T20 international squad. I think that the door has been shut on Charles at this time. So I put him there because he was a part of the World Cup squad and I'm doing my elimination process. But I do not think that Charles will be, and this is Johnson Charles, not Brian Charles, the off spinner that is in the West Indies Test squad. So I do not see Charles going forward in the West Indies team up to 2026. Matthew Ford is someone who's on my radar, and why Matthew Ford is second to Charles is just because I'm keeping the alphabetical order to show no preference. And so Matthew Ford is someone that is on my radar, and many persons believe that Matthew Ford place in this squad should be a certainty. He have done well in the opportunities that he have been given, and he have continues to pick up wicket early when he's given that new ball. So Matthew Ford is definitely making a strong claim to this squad. Shimron Hetmyer, who was also a part of the World Cup squad, especially due to the fact that I believe it's a 13-man squad that will be named. And Shimron Hetmyer have not played any cricket since the World Cup, so there's nothing to justify whether he has improved or he has regressed. I do not think that necessarily Shimron Hetmyer will be named in this squad. I do not think so, especially if it's a 13-man squad. Jason Holder is an interesting one there. I look at Jason Holder bowled at 84 miles per hour in the first test against South Africa in the second innings. At that time, I said this was good from Jason Holder, and I still think it was good from him. It was tremendous, and I love that to see that he was bowling at 84 miles per hour. As I thought about this T20 international series coming up against South Africa, and the fact that Jason Holder is keen on playing T20 cricket because he's looking some contracts on the T20 circuit, there's a gut feeling that he got a call from Darren Sammy, and he was told, if you want to be a part of this T20 squad, you have to up your bowling. You have to bowl faster. Bowling at 125 and 128 cannot stand up in T20 cricket. The batsmen will just plant their front foot and hit you to all part of the ground. And I believe that why you saw Holder bowling at 84 miles per hour in that first test against South Africa is because he got a call from the West Indies selectors and said, up the rate, up your bowling speed if you want to be included in the T20 squad. I believe that was a contributing factor. And I think that Holder is high on the radar of the West Indies T20 international selectors. When it comes to Shamar Joseph is also capable of bowling express pace along with Alzarri Joseph. There's a feeling, though, that Shamar Joseph is not quite ready for T20 international cricket. That's a feeling. Am I wrong about this feeling? Or is it the case with the West Indies selectors that Shamar Joseph is probably still not quite ready for T20 cricket? It is left to be seen what the selectors do. Obed McCoy, who bowled that final over against South Africa in the World Cup, which knocked West Indies out of the tournament, is also one that is high on the radar. Will he get the nod ahead of Shamar Joseph, or will they go with Obed McCoy? I do not see West Indies going with both these players in a 13-man squad. Andre Russell is the next one. And while I believe that Andre Russell still have a place in this West Indies squad, Andre Russell said that the World Cup will be his final go-around for the West Indies. I have not heard anything whether he have changed his mind or not. So I would have to go on the last thing I heard. And so I do not think that Russell will be a part of the squad, largely because I think it is his decision. It is his choice. Now, the other players who there's some uncertainty about is Romario Shepherd. Last year, this time, Romario Shepherd would have been a certainty in my T20 international squad, every West Indies T20 international squad. Since then, he has fallen off badly in representing the West Indies, and his performances in the T20 international circuit is just about 50-50. Nothing outstanding, not bad, but just about 50-50. Will he get a place in the West Indies T20 squad to be named shortly, if it is not already named? After all of those considerations, I have decided that I believe that I think this would be the 13 that they will select. I would have, if I was a selector, there are some changes that I would have made to this 13. I do not expect them to select 15, as I said, but they may select 15. But by selecting 15, they will be going against the international standard. They would also be wasting money on 2 players at a time when Cricket West Indies is always complaining that they do not have any money. This is my 13 that I expect them to pick. Powell will remain captain. Chase, Older, Obe, Hussain, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Kyle Myers, Obed McCoy, Gudakesh Moti, Nicholas Pooran, Rutherford, and Shepherd. Some of these players may not be available, I am not sure. The 100 is still going on. The global T20 in Canada is still going on, but I don't think anyone will want to play the global T20 instead of representing the West Indies. The money is not that good. So, except for those persons who are playing the 100, I think more or less this will be the 13-man squad. Let someone say that I have 14. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 13. So that would be, I think, the 13-man squad for the West Indies in this match. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a pleasure having you here this morning. I realize that it's probably earlier than usual. And so I look forward to see your feedback in the comment section. Have a great day, everyone. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones.